What's really stopping you from getting a high score on the TOEFL 2026 writing section? It usually comes down to just 4 things: limited time, limited vocabulary, weak grammar control, and slow typing. So, how do you actually fix this? That's exactly what we're going to work on in this video. And in the next videos in this series. Let's start with vocabulary. Take a look at this task. This is the Write for an Academic Discussion task, which comes at the very end of the TOEFL writing section. Now, imagine this. You need to read the instructions, understand the professor's post, analyze 2 student opinions, choose your own position, different from both, and then write a clear response of about 150 to 170 words. All of that in just 10 minutes. So, what do you really need to succeed here? Of course, fast typing helps. Good grammar matters too. But more than anything, you need to know what to say. In other words, you need ideas. Where do ideas come from? From vocabulary. If you already know 5 or 6 strong words related to the topic, writing becomes much faster and much easier. On top of that, using more advanced words and phrases helps you sound more precise, more natural, and more confident, which directly improves your score. So today, I want to show you something very practical. This is exactly what I often do with my students in individual lessons. We're going to take simple sentences and upgrade them, making them more concise, more advanced, and more effective. You'll see a sentence, and your task is to say the same thing in a better way. And here's an important idea to remember. Better writing is often shorter writing. The more concise you are, the stronger your response becomes. Ready? Let's begin. And one more thing, I've decided to call this series Boost Your Writing, so make sure to subscribe and check out the full playlist on the channel. And tell me in the comments if you enjoy this format and want more videos like this. And here is your first sentence. Junk food is bad for your health. Pause the video now and try to rewrite it in a more advanced way. Ready? Let's look at my version. Fast food adversely affects people's health. Instead of saying is bad for, you can say adversely affects. Just be careful here. You don't need a preposition after the verb affect. So remember, be bad for someone, adversely affect someone. There is another strong option. Have an adverse effect on someone. Notice the preposition on after effect. So we could also say, fast food has an adverse effect on people's health. And here is one more. Fast food negatively impacts people's health. So anytime you want to say that something is bad for a person's health, finances, career, or life in general, you can upgrade your sentence using one of the phrases. Adversely affects, has an adverse effect on, negatively impacts. Now, are these the only options? Of course not. But we're focusing on the most useful and practical ones for now. Sentence 2. Eating healthy food is good for a long life. How can we improve this? First, instead of saying eating healthy food, we can make it more natural and concise. Healthy eating. Now, let's look at a long life. A better option here is long-term health. It's not exactly the same, but it sounds more natural and more precise in an academic context. So, the sentence becomes, healthy eating is good for your long-term health. Now, here's another option. Instead of eating healthy food, we can say eating healthily. So we get, eating healthily is good for one's long-term health. Or even simpler, eating healthily is good for long-term health. And one more small detail, instead of your, you can use one's to sound more formal and academic. Now, what if you don't want to repeat the word good again and again in your essay? You can easily upgrade it. For example, you can use the words beneficial or key. So instead of saying, eating healthy food is good for a long life, you can say, eating healthy food is beneficial for a long life. Or, eating healthy food is key to a long life. It's a simple change, but it immediately makes your writing sound more advanced and more precise. Here is the idea. When something brings a positive result, you can say it's beneficial for, or it's key to. Just be careful with this one. After the adjective key, you need the preposition to. For example, education is key to success. Maintaining a work-life balance is key to having a successful family. Sentence 3. I found this movie really interesting. I found this movie incredibly interesting. If you use a simple adjective like interesting, you can make your sentence sound more professional by improving the adverb that comes before it. Instead of using very or really, try some strong alternatives. For example, incredibly interesting, extremely interesting, highly interesting. These words have slightly different shades of meaning, but in TOEFL writing, you can generally use them in a similar way. If something is interesting, but not very interesting, you can use softer adverbs like particularly or quite. For example, I found this movie particularly interesting. I found this movie quite interesting. What about synonyms for the word interesting itself? In this context, one of the best options is engaging. I found this movie incredibly engaging. If you're talking about other things that can be interesting, you can also use the adjective fascinating, often with adverbs like absolutely or truly. We often use this when talking about learning new things, such as cultures, places, or people's experiences. For example, I find people's personal stories absolutely fascinating. I find learning about other cultures absolutely fascinating. So, interesting equals engaging equals fascinating. Very equals really equals truly equals incredibly equals extremely and highly. Sentence 4. There are not enough natural resources in the world. There is a shortage of resources worldwide. Or even shorter, resources are scarce worldwide. When something is scarce, it means there is not enough of it. In other words, there is a shortage. You can also vary the phrase in the world. In the world, worldwide, globally, around the globe. For example, resources are scarce around the globe. As you can see, the sentences are getting more and more difficult. By the way, what's a more advanced way to say more and more? Increasingly. The sentences are becoming increasingly difficult. And that's intentional. I want to test how well you know different types of vocabulary. If you like this approach to learning new words and expanding your vocabulary, and your TOEFL test is approaching, click the link below and sign up for our updated TOEFL preparation course. You'll get 2 lectures focused on essential writing vocabulary and 3 lectures on important speaking vocabulary, including topic-specific words you need for both listen and repeat and taken interview tasks. Since most test takers have limited time to prepare, I included only the most relevant words that will truly help you improve your speaking and writing scores and express your ideas naturally on almost any topic. You'll also get access to extra resources such as common combinations with prepositions, basic sentence structure, and a punctuation guide for writing. These will help you avoid many common grammar mistakes. In addition, you'll get speaking and writing templates to organize your responses clearly and generate ideas quickly. I'll also show you how to improve your typing skills quickly and more. If your test is coming up soon, you can watch the lessons anytime, which makes it easy to fit your preparation into just a few days. You'll also get access to a practice platform that simulates the real test, so you don't need to search for materials online. And of course, if you are unsure about any part, you can schedule a consultation with me, which can help you quickly improve your score by 1 or 2 points. Sentence 5. We can see that the gap between rich and poor people is getting bigger today. That's an interesting sentence. If the gap is getting bigger, it means it's growing. So instead of using a longer structure, we can place the word growing before the noun gap. We can see a growing gap between the rich and the poor these days. While today is perfectly fine, you can also replace it with a collocation these days. Just be careful with nowadays. It's very common and can sound a bit overused in TOEFL writing. You can see how much shorter and more natural the sentence becomes. Also, the phrase the rich and the poor means rich people and poor people. This is called substantivation in English. It's a process where adjectives and sometimes participles are used as nouns. For example, rich people, the rich; poor people, the poor; elderly people, the elderly; young people, the young; injured people, the injured. This trick is extremely helpful on the test because it helps you reduce your use of the word people, which many students tend to overuse in their responses. Sentence 6. Let's say I want to continue my idea and write, social groups are becoming more separate and the middle class is getting smaller. So now I have 2 sentences. We can see a growing gap between the rich and the poor these days. And the second sentence, social groups are becoming more separate and the middle class is getting smaller. How can we combine them and improve the second sentence? We can keep the first sentence as it is and then add extra detail using the structure with plus noun plus ing. We can see a growing gap between the rich and the poor these days, with social classes becoming more distinct and the middle class shrinking. Here we replace separate with distinct and getting smaller with shrinking to make the sentence more precise and natural. So the phrase with social classes becoming more distinct and the middle class shrinking adds extra information to the main idea in a more compact and advanced way. This structure is often used to add extra information about a situation. It usually describes something happening at the same time or gives additional detail or background. For example, the company expanded rapidly, with more people joining every month. At the same time, new people were joining. This structure is very common in written and academic English, so make sure to write it down and practice it until it becomes automatic. Well, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope you feel more confident about the TOEFL writing section now. I wish you all the best of luck with your TOEFL preparation, and I hope you achieve a stellar TOEFL score. Let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this, and don't forget to subscribe for more TOEFL related content. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.